Where are the buyers? In Austin, it's not picking up a ton. Inventory's going up. Buyers are still not full of urgency. And nationally, we're having inventory go up as well. Not quite as much as Austin, but buyers have more choice. So let's take a look at what happened last week, October 6th through the 12th. Nationally, inventory went up. Again, shows that we have about a 0.2% week over week of inventory. So now buyers have even more choice than they did the week before. Going into fall, not surprising, but worth noting. Fannie Mae reports that the home purchase sentiment is about 71, and that is flat from the previous week. So there's not a whole lot of additional interest in buying week over week, last week to this week. As of the report midweek last week, MBA said that applications slipped about 4.7% week over week. That's not insignificant. The interesting thing is that the adjusted rate mortgages, those applications went up by about 9% comparatively, which is a pretty big adjustment and signals that buyers are looking for alternative ways to get their costs down or purchase a home. So how can you as a seller help with that? There are ways to offer concessions, buy downs, plenty of other options out there where you as a seller can signal, I'm ready to sell, here's how I'm gonna help you, the buyer. And interest rates and mortgage rates ticked down just a little bit last week at the time of reporting. Did notice though that it appears throughout the week and over the weekend they continue to go down a little bit, but it will be interesting to see what happens this week with a little less concern over some of the policy announcements over the weekend. So Friday was a bit of a hit, rates went down. I expect that they're gonna kind of balance out again in the mid sixes or just below 6.5 this week, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. Inventory wise, we had listings go up a bit year over year. We're up about 15%. New listings are up about 0.08% year over year. And the median list price is flat year over year, showing no real gain or loss nationally. The government shutdown has some economic data reporting delayed. So we've got the September CPIs moved to October 24th. So we're kind of in a holding period of what's happening there. But right now we're still reliant on private industry for a lot of this reporting, and we gotta wait and see what happens. It'll be interesting to see how it compares to the government data once released. Private versus government, if they're not aligned, which ones investors really pay the most attention to. I've got my guess. What's yours? So all last week confirmed we have inventories outpacing demand. We have year over year pretty much the same amount of listings. Median price points up just a hair nationally. And interesting news, Realtor.com says that this coming week is the best week to buy a property. Are you gonna go buy one? Let's look at Austin. Austin compared to the nation as a whole is coming in relatively softer. We've got a slight loss in values compared to the nation overall, but Austin has consistently gone into and come out of shifting markets faster than other markets. So while leverage is increasing for buyers in Austin, sellers, there's hope. My strong convicted belief that we will be coming out of this sooner than later, and we're going to be seeing our real estate market come back sooner than much of the national market, because I still think the national market's got some room to drop. So compared to the start of the year or the end of last year, we're certainly doing better in terms of affordability. We have payments down a little bit with lower mortgage rates, but all in all, it's still a hit on a lot of people's pocketbooks. Next, mid-month, so it's sometime this week, we're going to get the Unlock MLS data reporting officially for September. I'll be sharing that with you, and we'll be taking a closer look on what that means for each category. So nothing new groundbreaking from last week. Reported this week, inventory is still high, it's growing, buyer activity is just simply not urgent. And even though we have new inventory slightly down because of the time of year, we still have a lot of inventory out there. So if you're a buyer, now is the time to buy. We have rates drifted down some, but we're still gonna wait on see what happens with that. I expect that we're gonna see them tick back up this week, but we'll see. And while Austin trails, compared to a lot of other places in the nation, we have it slightly ahead of some of the other metros in terms of timing. So I expect us to come out sooner. And we're gonna be watching for new information reported. October 24th, CPI is coming out. And we're gonna continue to monitor the private resources so we can still deliver the information to you. If you have any questions, wanna know more, or interested in what your property's worth or where to find the best deals in Austin, shoot us a message. Thanks.